You know what? The more I listen to this conversation, the more I wonder why do men even get married? Look, bro,
I
what?
wonder why women even get married then.
Why do we keep putting ourselves in this situation, man? This is it's mission impossible.
Ho,
Ju-
ho, ho.
Just like
I'm
she is
good.
sunshine. Wait, I'm sorry.
I'm,
She what I said when it hit her ears, it was something different when, and then she typed something way different. I don't even understand what that was.
Jones Truth got an answer for you. Go ahead, Miss Jones.
I can't hear her.
I can't hear you. You got us on mute. Okay.
I said that's why you and her are not together because y'all on different wavelengths. That's the thing. The
Hmm.
reason why you talk is because you have to be on the same wavelength. You have to hear each other. Let me tell you something. I've worked since I've been married, but in 2017, I never forget, on Father's Day, I had a stroke. And I stayed in the hospital. I had a stroke. I was out, down for, a minute. And so then when I felt good and I felt straight, I was like, okay, honey, I'm going back to work, because I was doing taxes at H&R Block. But, so he looked at me and he was like, oh, man, honey, I forgot to tell you. I was like, what? He's like, you retired. I looked at him like, I'm what? He's like, retired. He said, look, you had a stroke, and I think that job is too stressful for you. He said, believe it or not, we're at a point now where I can handle everything. So he said, stay home. And he gave me that option. And guess what? I'm at home, y'all. I don't know about y'all. I'm at home, But the thing is, we have, as far as money goes, we have one account.
Mm.
It's
That's
No
all
all.
our
man,
Look,
no
We have
man.
one account because
trust
I'm gonna tell you what. Listen
communication.
to me. See, and that's another aspect of a relationship. I have earned his complete trust. There's
Yes,
not a
trust.
thing that goes or comes that he doesn't know about. There are never no surprises. And because I've started handling the money and I'm at home, we're in a better space than we were before. So the thing is, again, communication. Talk about it. And
Yep.
I've proved, and see, he knows what I'm worth. And see, here's the thing, I know my worth. I don't have to guess, figure it out, try and say, oh, I want. No, I know my worth. I know that I'm in a good relationship. I have a good man. And to show him my appreciation of how I appreciate him, why would I do anything to destroy that trust?
Okay, we got a
Mhm.
question in the comments,
Yeah.
and then hi Gina versus Gina. So Bayou wants to know, how does the man stay present in the household working so much? How do you balance being the sole provider and still showing up for your family?
You
That's a
don't.
short one.
My
That's a
look,
there's no way. Oh, go ahead, bro.
no, I'm just it's gonna be really short. You don't. Growing up, my dad went at my basketball games and track and soccer games. But guess what? I knew that he paid for the shoes that I used to play in these sports. I knew his working hard provided everything I had. He didn't have to be there because his presence of love through the things that he did showed up in the household. I don't have to see him every day to understand that he working hard for me. I appreciate that to this day, and I'm almost 50 years old. Is if a man is home all the time with his family, he ain't got no home. Y'all kill me with this being present in the household. You can't have it both ways. You can't have a good life and have your husband home all the time. He
There's
still
a
If you have the
live
right
balance.
and working.
partnership, you can.
I'm,
There's a
I'm,
Please,
I'm,
balance.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't.
I'm gonna
I
reverse
thought
that a
about
little
it.
bit.
Okay, but you
Damn.
I'm gonna
already
I'm sorry,
reverse
know
that
it.
a
what
little
you
bit.
I
what you
can't
saying,
do
Steve?
this.
Now, I'm speaking for me
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
because this is
speaking
the
for
way I did it. Okay, when my kids were born, I was always gone. But when I was home, my kids know who I was. My kids, they had spent time with me. When I left the military, which is the civilian world, I spent more of my time at that job. I can only say I took leave from that job one time, and that was what, 2 or 3 days. But I did that job for 22 years. When I before I retired, I had surgery in 2012, and they harass you about paperwork. I did not miss a paycheck, and I was out of work for 9 months. That tells you how many times I never took leave because if you took leave, I would have been everybody on this panel. I would have been on the phone asking y'all for some time so that they don't take my money.
Right.
For 9 months, I got a check, and they did not touch nothing. Yeah, that tells me how much time I didn't spend with my family, but my family benefit from it. My kids had clothes. There was food in the house. There was a car. Everything that's supposed to have been in this house was in this house.
So you're in agreement
But
with
then
Bro.
when I retired, they get all my time now.
Okay,
I don't
think
agree
Cece was
with
trying
that.
to say something. What were you trying to say?
Right.
Cece?
There's a balance, because if a man is absent in the household, kids don't respect the man that's gone all the time, and you want to say it's just about material thing, that's what you want to see him for, then that's what they're going to call you for.
That's right. That's
No,
right.
I think
Oh
that's
my
that's
God.
totally that's different. That's a different type.
Not that's
family.
not what. Yeah, that's not what you were saying. It's
That's
what
not the family that.
Right.
That's not the guy that raised them children.
Yeah,
That's so good.
Yeah.
that's a different. My husband takes the children on the weekend. At least our one child that is special needs, that needs the extra attention on the weekends when he is home. They're buddy, and my son looks forward to that time like you would not believe, and cries on Monday when Daddy goes back to work. So, like if you have that ability on the weekend, give your woman a little bit of the break from the
Right.
kids and spend some time, because those are your kids too.
But
My
can I
father
just
worked all the
say-
time. Real quick, my father worked all the time.
Hold on. I'm
Worked
so sorry. I'm so sorry. So Hands in the Dirt left because he said, I want to keep most of my internet friends. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce. Okay, what's up, John?
My father worked all the time. He worked
Yeah.
in a aluminum factory, and he was a musician. So he worked all the time. But
yeah.
my thing is, when he was home, if he had 5 or 10 minutes to speak to us and talk with us, he did. Now, he would have a weekend off. If he would have a weekend off, we would have family bowling night. We'd all go bowling together. So it's not the fact that you don't ever see him. You can still balance it. It's still possible. But the thing is, where's your head? Are you committed? The problem, and I'm not, please don't think I'm generalizing. I'm not, because I see it, but I see everybody has their own version of what their downtime should do. I don't have a problem with video games. But if you spend 8 hours on the video games and your family is running around and you don't give them 30 minutes of an hour of your time, I see a problem there. The thing is, you have to learn how to balance it. My father did. Guess what? We didn't see him a lot, but he was there because he come home, he played with us, talked with us. Then he sleep most of the time. But guess what? If there was a problem, he was there. If there was a situation that he needed to deal with, he was there. A man acted a fool on us, he was there. My father got up barefoot, came outside, dealt with the situation. Another adult was cussing at us. So as long as you're there for the stuff that you need to be there first, and that wife still, and my mother would sit explain to us. My mother would tell us in a minute, your father is working hard. You need to do this, that, and the other. So it's still both sides communicating. Express yourself, tell what needs to be done, and understand work gonna take you away. I don't care who you are, work is going to take you away.
So
Learn how to balance.
OCD. It's better just to stay single in 2024. If you over I'm so tired. I'm tired.
Can I
boss.
please say, first of all, I would like to say, Brooke, if that is the way that you've been speaking about how, you like how you were raised and how you guys are running your household, that's wonderful. And it clearly is working for you. And that's awesome. And I think that's great. And I want to apologize because when you were telling that story about you and your dad not coming to your games and stuff, you're telling it from your perspective and I'm hearing it from mine. So when I said, but you can, what I meant was as the mom, as the wife in that situation, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, what can I do to lighten the load for my man so that he can go and see one of our baby's games? And that's all that I meant. But we all have to respect each other in that. Like, I appreciate the fact that Brooke has his relationship boundaries set up and defined the way that they do. And that's how they speak. And he's entitled to do that.
Yeah.
We don't need to get triggered by what he's saying because he's not talking about everybody.
No, of course, you don't have to apologize. I don't agree with 99.8% of what was said up here. So it's nothing wrong with it.
Well, you don't have to agree with me, but I did want you to understand the place that I was coming from.
Oh, no,
in
no,
my
no,
head,
I
I was just
understand.
thinking, oh my gosh, I want to help my husband not to always not be available to spend downtime and hang out with the kids. That's all that part was about. So
Okay,
just,
let me read this.
just my
Soul
I
brain.
love
Good
that.
Partner.
Mhm.
And
Thank you.
that's what it's supposed to be, Crafty Leo. A wife is a man's responsibility and reward. So she needs to be treated.
Oh hell no.
Hold on, my wife is priceless to me. So whatever she wants, I want for her.
And he's a good
My
man, Savannah.
my
He's a
my
good
wife
man, Savannah.
my wife is my reward. No, my wife is my best friend. My wife is my confidant. My wife is the love of my life. She ain't a reward. That means that, no. I'm sorry. I disagree. The
Okay,
the
let me
problem
stop
that
you for
the
a minute.
problem the problem that we have is we don't want to recognize that all of us are damaged goods.
Yeah,
Now,
we
when
are.
you're damaged goods and you need to start repairing the damaged goods, you need to start patching the holes of
Yeah.
the mistakes that you have made in your life. When you find someone that's just as damaged as you are, you're like, hold up. We can work together here. And when you find that person and you find that okay, I can do this, she'll do that. I can do this, she'll do that. You're not a piece of meat to me. You're the love of my life. You're my best friend. You're the person I talk to my wife every day. And she hugs me, but when I come home, she hugs me when I leave. She says, "Be careful while you're on the road." And look, I'm
You were getting too
call me and
excited,
say,
bro.
"Hey, look at your loads. You're supposed to be leaving today." Do you see what I'm saying? So, we need to understand. Everybody's talking about, look, again, I've been broke before. Again, I've been bankrupt before. But guess what? We making buku money now, and we're dealing with stuff.
Let me hold
You know what
five.
I'm saying?
Send me $5, bro.
Okay,
Send me
let me read
$5.
this and shout out to almost 65 people in here. So
Right.
Loud is saying
Yeah.
it's so unfortunate that relationships and marriages are so competitive these days.
Mhm.
I believe in healthy communication. How do y'all feel?
What did I say at the beginning? Get in the head.
Mhm.
Get in the head.
It's all about getting to know one another before you even talk about marriage. Get to know one another. Get communication. You know, don't put priority on this is your role and this is your role. No,
Your
I'll
place.
punch you
Your
upside your
place.
head. Yeah, don't tell me this is your place right here in the kitchen. Well, I'll slap you upside your head. And
So
Well,
then
Buddha, if I come to your
it's
house, you
all
better be in
about
the kitchen.
communication. It's all about communication and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's all about being there for one another.
Don't
If God forbid, you never know.
Yeah.
Tomorrow he could lose his job. Who's the
Mhm.
Right.
main provider? The
Right.
wife. Me. So
Buddha,
what does
you
that
better be in
mean?
the kitchen because
I
I got a
gotta do
machete
everything.
too.
Yeah. I'm gonna have my machete right
don't
beside me. Let's
I
put
got
it
a
that
machete too. So you better be in the kitchen.
don't be in the
I love
kitchen if you
cooking.
can't cook.
But I know I love cooking, but the thing is, my main thing is like what I want to look. What I look for is what my father and mother had. They had trust. They had communication. It wasn't all about okay, you got a basic car, you charged it up, and then oh, she relies on my dad to pay for it. No, she paid for it.
One of the biggest mistakes
That's
you
how I
ladies
think
make.
everybody should do.
One of
No,
the
see,
biggest
it's not
mistakes you
all women. All women don't do that. Some women do that. I won't lie. I mean, some women do that, and they leave their husband in debt, and that is very rude and uncalled for.
well,
That is not love to me.
The thing
Buddha,
is, the
the
thing
thing with
is,
a lot of you ladies,
Hey.
you've grown up with a good father vision. And when you get that man, you expect that man to be like your father, not act like your father, but the same qualities you saw in your father, you expect to be in that man. That man wasn't raised by your father.
No,
Every
but
man is not the same.
I want
Hello.
him to be supportive, communication, and if I cut the yard, don't open your mouth and talk about you ain't supposed to cut the yard. I'll run you over with the lawnmower real quick.
Now let me tell you
Well, see,
something.
that's
Back
fine.
up here. And Miss Jones, I think you were trying to say something.
Okay,
Go ahead.
now let me tell you something. My mother and father were married for 52 years until my mother passed. Their relationship was a long-term relationship. It wasn't perfect, honey. Them two little short people could have some knockdown drag-outs.
Mhm.
Guess what? I
Right.
took the good parts of what they had and threw out the stuff I didn't want in my marriage. That's what you have to do. I did not look for a man like my father. I looked for if I had to look and I didn't look, I looked for someone better than my father. I
Exactly.
have my own standards. I didn't want anybody I couldn't talk to. I wanted somebody I could talk to. I wanted
Yeah.
my best friend. Now now like my husband, as far as that goes, he treats me like a queen. He tells me I can do what I want, whatever I want, but I'm not going to do anything to hurt the relationship just because on a whim I decide I want to pick up and run here and there. See, because I still have to come back and deal with the relationship that I have. So even
I'm
my
sorry, Miss Jones.
actions.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but welcome in Northwest, and they said the flags are real. So he said he's out there homeless with his wife now. They are sticking it out together.
And see, and that's what I'm saying. You got look. If you I'm
That's what
sorry.
I'm
Let's
saying
go
too.
for a minute there. Those vows say through thick and through
Yeah.
thin, in
Yes.
richer or poorer, in
Yes.
sickness and health. And I hear some of these women now saying, well, if he loses his job and he gets sick, I'm gone. Then you weren't in it for the long haul.
Yeah, you love them.
You do not get married and have a just in case clause. There's no such thing as a just in case clause when you get married. If you're going to commit those vows, you are making a commitment. First, if you're not sure, look up the word commitment. You have to be in it for the rough patches, the good patches, the rich, the poor. Look, my husband and I, I'm like, what's the name? We went broke. We tried to help somebody else, and guess what? We ended up having to pay the cost. We lost our home behind it. But guess what? We stayed together. It was rough, but we made
Yes,
it through. Like I said, you can't, there are no, see, the thing is, a lot of folk now, and I'm not saying all women, so don't get triggered, but I see it. A lot of them are getting married for the wedding, but not for the
my God,
marriage.
right?
Not for the marriage. It's not about one day. It's about the rest of your life. How do you want to spend the rest of your life? That dress is for one day, not the rest of your life.
Bo Farmer said he's back to battle the chat. I see the thing lighting up on my end. I can only have 9 people. There's people still trying to come up in here. I apologize.
Okay,
I'm gonna
drop down.
I'm gonna head down. I'll head down then, but I would just like to shout out to my buddy Peppa Rookie. I'm so glad to see you here. I'm so glad to see you here. Believe it or not, this is not normal, but we love each other. We're here among friends. All right, I'm gonna drop down. Y'all, I'll see y'all there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop down, and I just want to say this. I want to say, like, the thing is, I'm not looking for a man like what forget her name, lady
Lord.
below me said. She's 1,000% correct. Okay, I'm not looking for a man like my father, but I like his traits. What I do is I need communication, and it's all about the heart, not about the looks. I don't care if you ugly as shit, but if you have a good heart, then that means you're worth my time. Okay, it's all about the heart. It's all about communication, and it's not about having a backup plan or anything. That's not what I want. I want someone who will be there for me and everything. When I saw my father, he's a hard work. When I saw him have cancer and he was sick and he was stuck on the couch, he couldn't work, and they only gave him $20 in food stamps, I stepped up. I quit college. I dropped out, and I went and worked at a car wash and got cash, paid cash every day, and gave it to my mom. I gave it to him and saw him give it to mommy. And he was like, no, no, no. I was like, just give it to her and say it came from you. So he could feel like a man. He could feel like someone in the house. Because my father was one that he was crying one day to me. Because I would come home and I would stay with him, and he was crying. He would say, I feel less of a man because I can't do anything. I'm like, Daddy, you need to rest. I was like, I'll go do this. And I give him the money, he gives it to my mom. That's all of I'm trying to say. It's all about communication.
Well, thank you.
That's
I
everything.
appreciate it.
It's not about you cut the grass, you do this, you do this, you take up the trash. No. If I see the trash is full, I'm gonna take it out. I'm not gonna like belittle him if he's out there working hard. I'm not gonna leave it there for him to come and take it out. No, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Well, let me talk to these
All right,
other
I'm gonna drop. Everyone have a good. I'm gonna go back
Have a
in
good
the
one,
Bye.
Nita.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Well, we got Pescatarian Gardner and we got Carol up here now.
One, y'all.
About to go left field.
Let's talk to Pescatarian first, just because she's at work with the kids. She got dropped down. And we got So Now What.
Not you, pescatarian. Don't worry about that. Not you.
Okay,
You-
I've been in the bushes chilling, listening. I agree so much with a lot that's been said, and a lot I do not agree with. For one thing, Layla, you're on one. We said that So Good Gardner said that he feels his wife is a reward. And Can't Stop Walking said, whoa, I disagree. Hold up, let's think about this. A reward is not something bad. A reward is something good. It is a reward. It is a privilege. It is an honor to have your best friend be your wife. That's a reward. Another word for blessing. So to me, I want my husband to refer to me as a blessing, a reward, because I am a blessing and a reward to him. Another thing, my husband works 10 hours a day. I'm planning to retire soon. That means it's going to be all on him. And that means my lifestyle may have to change a little bit. However, if I want to run up a bill, I got to be mindful that he's got to pay it. So a good woman, a good partner, a good teammate, a blessing, a reward will use her credit card responsibly. And that man is not going to mind, because when he comes home after working them 10 hours, house is clean, dinner's ready. Yes. And if he want me to do his bath water, I'm going to do it too. You know why? Because he's taking care of me.
Mm-hmm.
That's called teamwork. The problem is, where's the teamwork? Marriage is a partnership. Your team. If I'm better at finances, then he should not have a problem relinquishing that money and saying, here's what I got paid this week. Because he trusts that I'm going to be like, babe, I took care of this, I took care of this. Savings is on point, that bill is on point, and the rest, you can do what you want. He trusts that. I'm not going to let that trust go on wayside. So yes, I'm going to be a reward or a blessing to him. A man can work 10 hours a day and still come home and give his children quality time. It's not the amount of time you spend, it's what you do with them.
Yes.
Growing up, my dad worked hard. My mother didn't work. My dad worked hard. You know what? I remember sometime my father coming in the room. We was already bathing in the bed, and this is what he did. Kiss us on the cheek and prayed with us.
Oh.
Mm.
Is that what he wanted to do? Probably not. He probably wanted to come home, kick them shoes off, let them sweaty feet air out, and relax and get a whatever.
Right.
But you know why? Because he knew his part. He was the partner. He was the provider. And he also knew, I got these children that I had that I got to take care of. And that does not just mean financial. You could give children, or let's face it, look at all the people that have all the money in the world. When older, what's something that they say? I wish I had more time with my mom and my dad. I wish they had spent time with me. So yeah, I understand that people got money and you getting this and you getting that for your child, but guess what? The most important thing you could give your child is something you can't get back, and that's time.
That's true.
So don't preach.
Amen, sister.
Yes, ma'am. I got on because, no offense, she's an older woman, and I thought, let's have a younger perspective come on. I agree with Crafty Leo. My dad to this day pays all my mother's bills.
Yeah.
She know how far to go with them bills, though.
That's right. Yeah.
It's about respect and teamwork.
Right.
You're not against each other. You working together. It don't matter. Let's say I'm better at cutting the grass. Well, we a team, so guess what? I'm gonna cut the grass.
Right.
Who cares what the neighbor says? He got
Yeah.
his work out there, cut the grass. I don't care. We're a team. I'm an
Yeah.
anchor, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. That's all I
Yeah.
got to say.
Pescatarian, I appreciate it.
Preach,
Yeah.
sister. Preach.
Pescatarian, I know you live in Georgia. You got to live in Georgia with that attitude. You got to. You
Lord
got
have
to.
Oh, God.
Nothing but love for you, my brother. Y'all have
Yeah.
a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss T. You are my absolute.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let me come up and put my 2 cents in. So thank you.
Hey,
Mhm. That was good. That was more than 2 cents. That was good.
Miss T.
That's valuable.
I don't know where it's coming from, but yes.
Yeah, she sound
Hey.
like my echo. She sound like my
Hey,
echo.
Miss T, I want to give a rebuttal so that everybody knows because I want to keep my internet friends. I was in my first marriage. I went years without sexual content. My first wife thought she was the reward, and she tried to punish me for it. So I was having a flashback. I don't believe in that. That's not a reward to me. Love is a reward to me. Holding me, hugging me is a reward to me. Being my peace is a reward to me. Being my backup, letting me know everything's going to be okay when it ain't. You know what I'm saying? So see, this whole thing is full of women, and you guys live this fantasy. You live this fantasy of the perfect man. A real man does this. A real man. Half of us men don't even know what a real man is because we still trying to figure it out. And I'm mid 50s. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's where I'm getting at when we say certain things. Some of us are still in pain. Some of us are still recovering from PTSD from making horrible decisions. Some of us have accepted that and moved forward. That's what I talk about in our morning. We go over it all the time. And that's what I'm saying. When you accept that you got a problem and you accept that you're working on it and you're fixing it and you're moving forward and you have someone that you say, thank you for loving me, for being me every day. You know, my wife, it was so funny. We were taking off. She said, you going to be home tonight? Because I want to blah. And I'm like, oh, no, sorry, got to go. And like, but I'll take a rain check on that. Do you see what I'm saying? It's about loving each other and about caring. And I'm going to go ahead and drop down because I got to load my truck and get on the road and actually make some money. But you know what I'm saying? But stop thinking, some of y'all, and I'm saying it, some women think they use sex as a reward. You're going to do this or I'm going to withhold it. You're going to do this or I'm going to withhold it. And it's not right. So I can understand the blessing, but say blessing, don't say reward, because all you did was trigger me. Do you see what I'm saying? And I won't apologize for that because that's what I went through. That's what my perspective is. That's what my life is. And that's what I'm still paying for right now. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we can respectfully agree to disagree, but we can do that because you know what? I love my wife and I'll do anything for her. And I mean anything. So, y'all have a blessed day. I'm stepped down. I got to get to work.
All right, sir. See you
Right.
later.
Take it easy, bro.
Later.
Tell the kids we said hi.
Since I'm the youngest
Yeah.
one up here and
Drive
everything.
safe. Drive
Well,
safe.
I'm
Since
sorry. I
I'm the-
just want to say y'all have a good day.
All right.
Aw.
See you,
Hi,
Pescatarian.
Hi, pescatarian.
Since I'm the youngest one up here and I don't know much about marriage. And,
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
And oh Lord have mercy.
Let me
we
say
get
this.
J-Hall real
What
quick?
that comment he made about sex,
Uh-huh.
my thing is this. Why am I going to make myself suffer too? That's not just suffering for one person. That's suffering for both of us. Holding that sex back, that's dumb. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard, really. That's just stupid. You hurting yourself and him. So who's winning? Nobody.
Let's hear from Stay Hall. We got about 10-15 more minutes. Miss Stay, you still there?
Yeah, I'm
You get
here. Good
a
morning.
whole 5 hours, woman.
Lord, I'm mentally
Yeah,
drained.
you underestimated this.
Girl, speak
All right,
to our
well,
heart. Hey, Brampton.
Go stay.
hey, all I wanted to say is none of this is there a hard and fast rule or just this recipe of what
Yeah.
makes a successful relationship. Everyone is going to be different. What works for one couple is not going to work for another couple. Everybody's perspective on what it means to be in your gender roles or your roles as in a couple is going to be different. All that matters is what works for the two of you. There's nothing right or nothing wrong as long as both of you are in agreement with it. And so when a couple agrees to do something, what you have to do is shut out the outside world. Don't worry about other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, and how they're doing it. If it works for you and your mate, then that's fine. And what I see happen a lot of times in couples is outside people will say, oh, your husband does that. Oh, I would never let my husband do that. Oh, better than me. Oh, this happens. Oh, no, you better than me. Well, whatever, it works for us. And you can't let that outside negativity infiltrate that. And it's also about being intentional and being respectful. When it comes to taking time for your family, you have to be intentional about that. Carve out that time and make sure that you're there, whether you're a hard worker or not. Something I talk about all the time as well is that being a submissive wife. People think that is don't say that word is so taboo, but I am a submissive wife, but I'm also very independent and a very strong woman. The way that I look at my submissiveness is that I truly look at my husband as the head of our household. And when you're equally yoked, those things don't come into play very often, because the only time he has to pull rank on me is if we're at an impasse and can't come to an agreement. And since there's only two of us, somebody has to be the tiebreaker so I can see to my husband. But that's because I trust him and I truly believe that we're equally yoked. But the main thing is, don't judge your relationship by anybody else's measuring stick. If it's working for you, then it's working for you, whatever that is and whatever the goals are. And we just have to communicate and be intentional.
Well, thank you so much, Dave.
I totally
sounds
agree.
good to me.
I got like 5 minutes.
The only hard and fast rule is open your mouth and communicate. That's it.
I'm sorry.
I just got 5 minutes.
Grandma hustle.
Okay.
I'm living it. My husband, after we had got married, got disabled. So I had to be the breadwinner. And I could have left him, yeah. But that's not what I got married for. So you have to, once you jump into marriage, you have to either go by what you get married for, or, some people just selfish and just leave. But it's been working for us, and I don't mind because he get disability. So to make him not feel less of a man, we designated like our main bills for him. In which, if I had to, I would pay it too, because that's just how I am. But everybody marriage is different.
Yep.
And we have to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
So if Stay happy, if Fishes and Lowe's happy, if J3 happy, I'm happy. Because it's working for them.
Yeah.
But that's all I had to say.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got you up here, because I kept seeing, I was like, I'm trying to get you in.
Right. And good morning, everybody.
Morning.
And I love you for sharing that, growing with Hudson, because that's the thing.
Yeah.
The way things are set up with my husband and I now are one way. So he, takes care of all of the primary things, and, he takes care of the mortgage, the car notes, all that. I'm the fun person. I pay for vacation. I pay for dates out. I pay for clothes. However, with being equally yoked, having that respect for him, having that love for him, at any day things can change, and I'm down for him regardless. So this is working for us today, but tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Anything can happen tomorrow, and God forbid
That's right.
happen to that man tomorrow. We're just gonna have to do things different. So I love you for sharing that, because that's
true.
we have to think about in these marriages is
Oh.
we can make all the plans we want,
Might hit a button.
Yes,
but
yes.
that's
Yeah.
not necessarily
Well,
how it's going to happen. And
yeah.
I know, Carol has shared that as well. And so that's
Yeah.
about being equally yoked, having that respect, having those conversations, that whatever happens, we have this foundation. We'll be able to endure it all.
Exactly.
Carol, the girl manager, do you have anything to say before we get ready to dip out? And thank everybody. For everybody, a lot of people have been married up here for a long time, so thanks for you guys' advice as well. Carol, the girl manager, we ready for your shenanigans?
Nah, I ain't got no shenanigans. I thought we was talking about the 40s, dating right now. So over your 40s, I just wanted to say, all these people that's online, I'm so tired of women leading with their money. Stop leading with money, because I'm not leading with no money for no man. You know what I'm saying? I believe in, I'm telling you, whoever got the money got to go for it. My husband, well, not my husband. I was in a relationship for 11 years, so I can just call him my husband. He's my fiance. But I mean, we both had to work. We both had to put in. And, just like y'all say, we was there together on weekends. We was there with the kids and stuff. But I don't know. These women of today, y'all got to stop believing what they saying online too, because half of them people ain't even had good relationships in their life. They just mimicking what they hear online. That's all they is little puppets. So I stop believing that mess they saying. They just mimicking, and yeah, I'm done.
You got to remember one thing: misery loves company, and they'll mess your relationship up because they miserable.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
Thank you so much, Lawn Lifters. We're gonna have to pick this up on Friday because tomorrow's about the B's, everything you want to know, A to Z, and then we're gonna pick back up part 2 or something. I don't know what to name it because Friday's open.
Why don't you just call it relationships in this day and age?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the title too.
Yeah,
because this dating is out the way. This ended up being a marriage.
Just relationships.
Oh, just about relationships.
Just relationships all together.
Yeah.
I got this hot pocket in the freezer.
That's calling.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. It's right there chilling. It's right there chilling. You good? You good?
What?
Y'all have a great day. Thank you for letting me come.
Yeah, thank you, Miss T.
All right, Miss T.
Appreciate it.
I got
you have a good one. And today's topic with Miss T was about dating, but we done went so far in so many different topics that today we're gonna continue on Friday, y'all.
Okay. Oh Lord, what the hell? People are still coming up. Okay. Hey, so now what? Wait a minute. We got to hear what So Now What has to say. How you doing, ma'am?
Hi. So I was trying to decide whether or not to actually come up here because things were getting kind of hot and heavy, and I don't think I was ready for all the smoke.
I don't blame you.
But yeah, so I think that we should definitely do a part 2 of this because I want to know from the married people, because I'm single and I'm 39.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly over 40, but I'm on my way.
I'm writing down your questions, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, how are y'all vetting people? I understand how things are going to work in a marriage. That's good to know. But when you're friends with somebody, how do you vet that person to decide whether or not, okay, this will be a good person for me to date? And then once you're dating them, how do you vet them to decide, okay, this would make a good spouse? Because not all women are wives and not all men are husbands.
Preach it now. Okay.
So what is the process that y'all are going through in order to make that decision?
Amen. Okay.
That's what I want to know.
I want to know too, because I'm 43. I want to know. I'm a good woman, Savannah. I'm a good. But yeah, I do understand where you're coming from. We would definitely have a part 2. Oh, you still there? So now what?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad we got you up here too. It was a full house up in here today.
But that's good.
Did you want to add anything before we leave too? Or you just want to come look pretty?
I'll just come up here to mess with you because I ain't had nothing to say. I was just gonna see if you're gonna bring me up. Hey, I'll try to make that hot pocket get cold.
It's already defrosting. How can your married person help?
Yeah, I mean this will be a good topic for Friday. Relationship, making things be agreeable. I mean, the biggest issue right now, everybody's in everybody's relationship. You got bad people giving bad information, and nobody wants to listen to the good person. Like I said, I took the initiative and took the path less taken. I was 25 when I got married, and all my friends were like, no, no, no. And me and my wife still together all these years. I think we what 17. I don't forgot 17, 18 now, close to it. But it's a path that a lot of young people didn't want to take because everybody's telling you to experience life. Why you can't be married and experience life? I still had fun. I still went out. I was respectable to my wife. We talked about this stuff. A lot of people don't talk.
Jason, you don't understand
Not
this. It's after 11 o'clock. We love you though. I think we're gonna call it choosing who to marry after 40 or something like that on Friday. But how long you
what's
been
the
married? About
relation?
18 years. Hello? Hello?
Oh, what you say?
Oh, you said you've been married about 17, 18 years?
Yeah, I got married at 25, and I'm what? Dang, I don't even know how old I am. 43. I'll be 44 this year. Yep.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, so we're gonna be answering those questions on Friday. So now, well, thank you for asking that because I would like to know too, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what is going on in this dating pool? And well, you're 39, I'm 43, and I'm just to the point now. I'm just, it's a headache. I don't know. How do you feel about dating in 39?
I feel like there is pee in the dating pool, and it just makes me not even want to be out here. And also,
Amen.
like the rules change once you get older. Like, yeah, you want to build with somebody in your 20s, but if I'm going to be marrying somebody or dating somebody that's over 40, so you should have a career by now. I don't want to hear, you trying to figure stuff out. Like, he should be pretty much established. So what does that look like? I feel like it's going to look different at this age.
Yeah. Thank you. So now what? Because I'm in total agreement with you. Total agreement. There's something in the dating pool, and it ain't right. So thank everybody for coming. We will address those on Friday. Tomorrow's all about the bees.
It's about the bees.
With Jigs and Sarah. So thank everybody again for coming up, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Great live.